Hello, everyone, and welcome to another week of Soulfully Guided. I'm your host, Carmel-Anne, and last week I had to take a break from the show just for the one segment. We had a lot on, and today I am basically, excuse how I look terrible, but I feel great. I'm actually in holiday mode, so I've got my bags packed and my soul is already on vacation, which my husband says it's only a weekend getaway. That doesn't qualify for a holiday, but in my mum world, yes, please, thank you, it does. So today I wanted to come on and look, it's not that I feel flat. I feel good. Well, I'm just not overly feeling inspiration or feeling like reading, and I'm really okay with that. And I thought, not every day, and you will have heard me say it as well on previous shows, not every day has to be full of inspiration or full of hope with a huge big smile on your face that you're not really feeling. I'm really happy, like naturally, but there's some days where we just feel, yeah, like okay, and that's okay. I don't feel I don't feel like much today actually. So I've actually got my wallet and my book, and excuse that screen shaking while I touch them. So I'm going for a massage after this. So it sort of makes me think, what do you do for self-care? What are things that people put in place? And after the show, if it's something you want to think about, because it's so important, some days when I can, and if I feel like a pajama day, I'll have it and I'll read a book or do I call them mental health check days. And that's where I just check in with myself and do whatever I want, well, within reason. But, if it's like reading a book or binging out on TV, which I don't usually do. And I'd love to know what's your self-care look? How do you check in with your mental health or your well-being, whether it be physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and in all those ways you look after yourself? Do you buy yourself a bunch of flowers or pick them from your garden? What do you do that makes you feel like you can refresh and reset? So I didn't want to do a reading in this energy, and because our bags are packed and I'm already enjoying the idea of a techie free weekend, so I won't be available for messages or anything like that. I want to be with family, and we've all got commitments, and it is really hard sometimes to find a self-care day or a mental health check-in day. Look, sometimes, do you have to schedule that in? Do you have to find time, or can you be impulsive and spontaneous with your check-in days and your self-care days? How are you going to find time to put your needs first and to have a positively flat day, like a nothing day, or whatever a self-care day looks for you? There's nothing wrong with feeling like you have to schedule it or put it into your calendar, especially if you've got to prioritize other little humans in your life and all your role responsibilities. Find time and schedule it in after this segment, or at some stage, anytime. Really think about, what does a self-care day look for you, and how can you incorporate that into your life? Whether you start with 5 minutes in the morning, or you have half a day here, or half an hour before you go to bed. Does your self-care look like tuning into your social media, or tapping into a book, or doing a meditation? Self-care and mental check-ins are so completely diverse and different for each and every one of us. I personally, I enjoy short meditations, but I couldn't imagine wanting to, sit down and it'd put me to sleep for an hour meditation. I can do them, but it's not my go-to. I probably should be to open up my gifts a bit more. But what do you do? What do you love to do? What would you do in your spare time if you gave yourself a break? And what would that look like? Um, you know, I'm trying to think. So my desk is a mess too. I haven't had a chance to clean it, and I've searched through all my emails, which was part of my I'm going to switch off for the next few days. So what self-care looks to me like, as I keep saying, it's about reading a book. For my husband, it's about binge watching shows or relaxing on the TV in front of the fireplace. Um, we're finding other ways to productively check in with each other, whether it be gardening and things like that we can do as a couple, but also maintain our home, because we've got quite a bit of maintenance to do where we live, and well, gardening, I should say. So, and that's really where I'm at. I really want to spend time with a family this weekend. We've been sick all winter. So in Australia, it's been really cold. Don't know what season it is there, but whether you want to go for a swim or enjoy the beach, if you're lucky enough to be in summer. Actually, winter's over here. It's spring. I'm lost. So that's how lost in a cave we were all winter. We were pretty much sick. So it's good to. I've caught up and sort of run myself down a bit. So now we're going away, but. And that's basically it. I would have done a collective read, but a couple of weeks ago, which I found was a really good show. I really enjoyed that show. There are some shows that occasionally I watch, what I say, but I don't really watch podcasts or listen to lives and stuff like that. But I really enjoyed last week, 2 weeks ago, our show. So I can't remember the date, but yeah, so this is probably just a chill, unorganized version of me that's just winging it. And this is why I actually don't wing it. I like to be in my safe bubble because I like to have structure and what I'm going to say, and sort of at least have an idea of how, that it's going to fit all in the show. So, I've left myself short with little to say and lots of time left, which doesn't happen usually, especially if we have a reading on, because I want to say a lot. So I hope I'm not getting sick again. I'm going to runny nose. So this is what happens. This is why I like my safe zone. It's a very strange place to be, to come on live, not know what you're going to say. I'm amazed at show hosts thinking, or telling me that, well, spirit will guide me, or I will know what to say on the show. And I think that's remarkable. Like, how can you not know what you're going to say and be yourself and present to public? So that is why I like to have notes or have something to follow through, so I don't get stuck like I am now. But it's on the journey of learning my confidence and my gifts. I'd have to say A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV have been incredible. I can't imagine having done this well, when I started a year ago, and I still like my notes and know what to say and come with something, inspirational, or educative, or provide a reading. So it's been an incredible journey that the relationship that we have with our executive producer and our producer and other show hosts, watching them shine is amazing, and how we all do our, the same thing in many different ways. It's remarkable, and it's a really special place to be. So I don't usually put myself out of this comfort zone to do that. And sometimes when you love doing something and you find, that you're actually really good at it, that you do have to get out of your comfort zone and do things like this. So yeah, so this is a little bit of a learning curve for me, getting comfortable. Running out of things to say is also something new to me, so I might have to get my husband to watch this show. Yeah, we don't watch the show too much, but there's a few shows that I really enjoy, and I think it was December the 7th last year, 2023, was a great show. how I talked about how to unpack a problem, especially if we, to rationalize thoughts and challenges and break it down into smaller components. So if you want to watch any of my other shows, I should probably reference which ones I loved the most. I really enjoyed the drug addiction series. I thought, wow, and I listened to those, and I thought, wow, I probably seem more confident than I am. And watching myself with that knowledge was a really, really positive and a moment that I was proud of myself to share what I knew, academically and personally about drug addiction. And that's part of why we say, at Soulfully Guided, we really are, we welcome people from all walks of life. So what a little tangent I've gone on. If I did collective reads, I would have had a card for you, but I like to head over to our Facebook page because we do energy of the day and meme inspiration and real inspiration. And I post some funny stuff or some things that, some energies of the day to connect with and to have a bit of fun. We do a lot of jokes on Soulfully Guided. Can't promise you that they're all good, but and at the moment I'm also teaching tarot and scrap the 2-hour classes over 7 or 8 weeks. It's going to go for a lot longer because there is so much wealth of knowledge. So if you're interested in learning tarot, please head over to my website or email me. I'm more active on Facebook, so you can send me a Facebook message. I'd love to share with you about my courses and what we do. I believe we set some really strong foundations in tarot. And for anyone wanting to book, I am available also, but not this weekend. I am off social media. So what an awkward, funny, and putting myself out there show. I wasn't expecting that. Thank you, and I'll see you next week with looking better, still feeling good, and maybe an actual reading next week. So thank you. Bye, everyone.